Dear audience, the topic which we will discuss today is BJP's moment of truth or India's moment of truth and the rise of Hindu nationalism. Precisely speaking, in the last few days in India, massive demonstrations have been held against the derogatory remarks of BJP leaders, the spokesperson of BJP, against the last prophet, peace be upon him. And not only Indian Muslims, but others also, they have heavily protested the manner in which BJP is trying to cover up such derogatory remarks, has only suspended the membership of its two leaders. The thing is basically that in the last several years, particularly since 2019, when BJP came into power, second time, when the Modi regime came into power, India has been transformed or is transforming as a Hindu state. Theoretically speaking, constitutionally speaking, India is a democratic and a secular state. But then, what has happened is basically that on August 5th, 2019, the Modi regime annulled Article 370 and 35A and passed through the Parliament Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act, which means that it absorbed Jammu and Kashmir within the fold of the Indian Union. The second thing, that in December 2019, the Modi regime introduced Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA. And that act was another evidence of its bias against the Muslims. That the non-Muslims, particularly Hindus and Christians and others, residing in Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh, were offered Indian citizenship if they were living in India or migrated to India in 2015 or till 2015. So massive demonstrations were held against Citizenship Amendment Act, but such demonstrations and protest marches were crushed. The most dangerous thing in India in the last several years is its transformation, the transformation of Indian state. The Modi regime is trying its level best to use bureaucracy, judiciary and the law enforcement agencies so that their neutrality is compromised. And that is what has exactly happened recently in India when the demonstrations were held in several Indian cities against the derogatory remarks of BJP leaders against the last prophet, peace be upon him. That police, instead of maintaining law and order and peace, use force against such demonstrators. And after that, some of the houses of Muslim leaders have been demolished. The Modi regime is pursuing a policy which is basically the cornerstone of Israel's racist Zionist regime against the Palestinians. That it is not only using force against the Palestinian demonstrators in the West Bank and elsewhere, but it is also demolishing their houses, occupying their land. So this is the same policy which the BJP regime is pursuing. Now, several Muslim countries have launched protests to the Modi regime, that why and how India is drifting from a secular democratic state to a communal state. And they have demanded that the Modi regime must control all such forces, BJP, Shiv Sena, Bajrang Dal, RSS, and other communal forces, who are trying their level best to transform India as a Hindu state. So OIC, Pakistan's foreign minister, recently approached the OIC and then demanded that OIC should take a stand. Muslim countries, Gulf countries, they have basically made it clear to India that they will not tolerate further communalization of Indian politics, and the lives and properties of the Indian Muslims must be protected. So the future of India is at stake. Future of India as a democratic and a secular country is at stake. And if the Modi regime returns to power in 2024 general elections with two-thirds majority, then certainly it will not hesitate in changing Indian constitution and declaring India as a Hindu state. That is something which is a moment of truth for India. For the silent majority of India, that should they allow BJP, which in 1984 November elections of Lok Sabha, after the assassination of Indira Gandhi, had only 2 seats. So from 2 seats to 300 seats in just 30 years. That is remarkable. But it also reflects the surge of Hindu nationalism. So therefore, 2024 elections, that is the last chance to protect India's democratic and secular status. Otherwise, India will plunge into a perpetual state of anarchy, chaos and disorder, and may also disintegrate. Thank you very much.